Hello. All right. We are going to work on tonight the full equinox. If those of you haven't felt it all day, it has been a glorious, exciting, feeling like a new beginning kind of day. And I will explain why, but let me just go through some housekeeping. You want to make sure your webcam is off. You want to have this in full screen mode. You should be seeing me, let's hope. I think I'm going to clean my screen so you're not seeing any of the icons on the bottom, and that you should just be seeing me. I'm going to show my screen, and it should just be me. If something happens and you lose me, let me know. Your speaker should be on. If you have a mic, you can be unmuted. I can talk to you. If you're on the phone, I think I can do that too. If you don't have a mic, then what you're going to need to do is type in your questions to the question box, and then I will see them and I will read them out loud and I will answer them that way. If you have a question, you can raise your hand icon. It's a little hand thingy, and that's going to let me know that you want to speak to me or communicate with me in some way. There is a help button at the top of your dashboard somewhere. That would take you to GoToWebinar. Should you need any help with anything, again, we're in Mercury in retrograde. There's a Pope close to us. The president is going to be in town. God knows all the crazy things that can go on right now with technology. So I'm just being prepared going through these things. I did type in my phone number too, in case you lose me. I have my phone right here. Lou, I don't know what is the problem. Lou, Lou texted me before that that he needed the link. I sent him the link, and he's saying he cannot get on, and I'm not exactly sure why. But we seem to go through this every single time, so I'm hoping that he figures this out and can get on here. All right, now, if you're a Mac user, you may want to check and see. You have to sometimes download something if you're having trouble with this, the GoToWebinar app. We find that Chrome and Safari are working best with this. I would ask that you'd be in a distraction-free setting. So here we go. All that's done now, and we can concentrate on just what we are here for. So my name is Rosemary Cappiello. Tonight is the fall equinox. It is September 23rd, 2015, and we are going to talk about the 4 directions and what that means. We are going to talk about the season of autumn particularly, and how we are going to use that energy. We are going to talk about the full blood moon on Sunday, September 27th into Monday, September 28th. And that is also a lunar eclipse, the 4th and final of a 4 full lunar eclipse cycle that started last year in 2014 in April. And we are going to talk about how this season of change is reflective of what is to come next year. Now, let me go back and talk about the blood moon first. So we had a solar eclipse 2 weeks ago. We have a lunar eclipse coming up. They are always back to back. They are always a 1-2 punch. And the solar eclipse is like a call to action, and the lunar eclipse is like the emotional release of it all. So if there has been some lunacy in you or people that you love, it would most likely be that lunar eclipse really bringing it all up to the surface to be released and cleared, or at least acknowledged or understood in a different way. The full moon will be in the sign of Aries, which is about new beginnings. So this feeling of something starting, blood moons tend to be about a big change is coming, or something is about to change. That feeling, undefinable, is really about this moon coming up and how it is affecting us and how it is calling forth a huge change that needs to take place for us in one or more areas of our life. It is, so the solar eclipse would have put that into action. The lunar eclipse is the finishing up of it. Now, the season of fall in feng shui represents the time where what we see starting to show up now is an indicator of what we will be living with or dealing with next year. So September, October, November are significant for what is showing up is going to be a prelude to what your next year is going to be like. So, for instance, I met John in October 7th, 20 years ago, this October 7th. And of course, I didn't know how much my life was going to change the day I met him. It started out like any other regular old day, and nothing jumped out, nothing felt different. And I met him, and I really did not think that something drastic had happened. Don't think I saw him and sparks flew and rockets went off in the air. It wasn't like that. But there was something significant about that I wasn't going to go where I was supposed to go, and I did anyway. I got up and I went anyway. It was like I was compelled to. And I met him, and it wasn't until 2 weeks later when we had our first date that I remember sitting there thinking, my whole life just changed, and I don't know what the hell that means. So here now, 20 years later, 4 kids, 3 dogs, 4 dogs that we've gone through, and a whole other bunch of wonderful and not so wonderful experiences in our lives. We That was a very significant thing. And of course, I did live it all the next following year. So this is what I'm saying to you. What shows up September, October, November is very significant to what you will be living throughout at least next year, if not for 20 years or longer. All right, now, I always loved the fall season because for me it feels like the beginning. And I know in the Jewish religion they celebrate this as the new year. And to me that just makes so much sense. It just feels, because I was probably Jewish in another lifetime. If I wasn't, I'm going to be at some point. And I feel like this resonates with me. Also, in the Jewish religion, we had Yom Kippur on